What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and this is the official all-access Showtime Epilogue Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder recap. Okay, just want to give you a little quick breakdown of how that epilogue went down. I love those epilogues from All Access. That is the one-up that Showtime had on HBO's 24/7. They had an epilogue, which it started a little bit before the fight, then during the fight, and then the immediate action between both fighters' corners after the fight. And it started right before things really got hot in the press conference 2 days before. Okay. And that is when they revisited, Deontay Wilder getting in Tyson Fury's face, going for his jugular, putting his finger in his eye, pull out a pushing and shoving. That was fun. That was fun for it. I was a little disappointed when the straw that broke the camel's back for Deontay after that, when the commentator, Radio Raheem, asked him about his people and he went off. Now, that's something that they shut out. For whatever reason, they didn't want that a part of it, but that was all a part of the buildup. In fact, that was the altercation that I feel boosted that fight, because a lot of people didn't really know about this fight. They didn't really sell a lot of tickets into the last ass half of the fight anyhow. Okay. Then when people like Rihanna and other celebrities started visiting Deontay Wilder's page due to some type of racial tension or a racial divide, because that's what it was. What the narrative was. Okay, when Deontay Wilder got into it with a commentator that was black, and and they read into that wrong, which that was not even the case. But Deontay Wilder, instead of explaining himself, he went off, and he, with a loud outburst instead of, intelligent, informative information regarding his case or his claim. So, that action, I think that should have been added to, the All Access, but it wasn't. So they went from that straight to the face-off, and it really wasn't a face-off due to the altercation that happened the day before with the, going for the jugglers and the finger in the eye and all that stuff. They kept him back at least 10 feet, and Tyson Fury ripped his shirt off, calling him Dasa, all types of stuff like that, and he was more hyped and crunk than anybody, while Wilder stayed quiet. He was wearing this weird mask. I don't know what that mask represented. I don't know what any of those masks he had on represented. They were both weird, but it did explain something when Deontay Wilder was talking to his wife, and you could tell he was very emotional about getting into the ring, and he was telling his wife like how much he wanted to get into the ring. You could see his eyes tearing up, and the tripped out thing about it was he was still wearing this damn mask. I'm like, what the hell is this mask about? I see your eyes tearing up. You don't have to hide that. I mean, you can't hide your eyes. I mean, all this was covered with this damn mask with spikes and shit around the jaw of it, the jawline of the mask. It was kind of weird, almost like some kinky shit you would get from Hot Topic or something like that. I don't know, man. That was something else, but that explained his unfocus. They asked him, Michael Rappaport, then it went to that. They asked Michael Rappaport, Michael Rappaport asked him, which is a American actor, and they asked him like, hey, did he get under your skin? He was like, nah, he didn't get under my skin, but he gonna pay for every word he said. Well, if the words didn't bother you, how is he gonna pay for his words? That's the first thing I thought about. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. Anyway, kind of contradicting in a way, because what I mean, it's just it's just weird to me. But anyhow, he went on to then they cut to the actual fight night in the dressing room, where they both prayed and they both mitted up and got ready for the fight, which I thought was cool. What I mean? They had their private time together, their time of meditation and preparation mentally and spiritually. you know, and they both did those type of rituals and things, which was awesome to me. So, you know, then they went to the ring. You know, the red corner was Tyson Fury. The blue corner was Deontay Wilder. Deontay came out last. Tyson Fury comes out, tongue all licking out and shit. You know what I mean? Looking like a big-ass band member from Kiss or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, what's that about, right? So he comes in all crunk hype, you know, hyping everybody up. He has fans out in the audience. You know, he gets in the ring and all that good stuff. And, you know, everybody's there to support him, you know. He has Freddie Roach and he had Ricky Hatton, you know, along with, you know, his primary trainer, you know, Mr. Davison. And the tripped out thing about it, I looked at that. I'm looking at, you got Freddie Roach in the same corner as Ricky Hatton. You know, it just shows you how things change. Because I remember once upon a time, Freddie Roach was in the opposite corner of Ricky Hatton, and he was fighting against Manny Pacquiao and got knocked out in 2 rounds. So it just shows you how things change and how different people come together that were on opposite sides. I thought that was worth mentioning. Then Deontay Wilder comes out. He comes out wearing this damn Statue of Liberty looking shredder kind of glitter damn mask thing with feathers and shit, and another crazy mask. And I was surprised that no one started to laugh, you know, because this shit looked ridiculous, you know. I don't think they done that right, because I know someone in that audience saying, "Man, what the hell does he got on? What is that?" You know what I mean? But he was wearing it nonetheless, you know. In comparison, he wears that like this like bronze mask, which looks, you know, it looks pretty badass to me. I really like this mask. So I'm like, why would you change that of all times? You want to change that shit now? So that's what made me think about that. So anyway, the fight started, you know, the people's reactions. And of course, it was basically like watching the fight, you know, other people's perspective of what happened at the time. And up to the 9th round, Tyson Fury was dominating, and people were like, you know, even Deontay's wife was like, please don't this can't go to the judge's scorecards, because she knew her husband didn't do enough up to that point to win, you know, and even in her mind. So that it got to the 9th round up until the first knockdown. Then everybody kind of relaxed, but then Tyson gets up, starts rallying back, you know. And the 10th round, it was totally opposite. The 11th round, same thing. Then the 12th round, going into the 12th round, they're like, oh shit, you know. His trainer, Deontay's trainer, said that he needs this big shot. He's looking for that big shot. Stay focused, stay focused. Come on, you can do it. You know what I mean? Because they were waiting on that big shot. Meaning, like, they have to have an argument for another big knockdown. And they got it. Okay, they got it. He was out. Everyone in the audience thought they were out. Evander Holyfield, he was talking to a couple other people like, ain't no way he gonna get up from that. He's over with. And he gets up, right? And the expression that Deontay Wilder makes is classic. You know, he's like, you know, before he was, you know, when Tyson Fury gets up, he's like, it's crazy, man, you know. And he gets up and he starts rallying, and I think Deontay Wilder, once again, like he did in the 9th round, he punched himself out. So he did that again. Then he gets buckled by a left hook. He gets clipped with a right, then he gets buckled with a left hook. He balls up, okay, and Tyson does the same damn thing, but probably more intense. When he got up, you know, there was no signs of this guy being wobbly or anything. That's the tripped out part about it. You know what I mean? Because when you get up from something like that, the kind of way he got hit with that right hand and that left hook as he was going down, before his head, you know, did the bobblehead on the canvas. Something should have happened that made his legs dance or something, but it didn't. He was like he was rejuvenated, recharged. 3 years of sitting on the damn couch doing drugs or whatever the hell he was doing. he gets up from the 12th round and hurts Deontay, rallies back, has a classic finish. And if it wasn't for the knockdown, Tyson Fury would have won that fight also. So there were people in the crowd that had mixed feelings. So it wasn't just everybody thought Fury won, because you had people like, oh, well, hey, yeah, it ain't no way. I think Holyfield was like, no, ain't no way he won this one. But I didn't know who they were referring to. So, you know, but I think they were referring to Tyson Fury, thinking, oh, there's no way he won this one or whatnot. And then the draw immediately showed the reactions of people. And Fury looked more upset and more disappointed than Deontay Wilder. And normally when that happens, that just shows you, like, okay, one person's relieved he has a draw and the other person's pissed because he believed he won. You know what I mean? It's just like, it made me think of Canelo and Golovkin. Well, Golovkin had the belt, so maybe Deontay was relieved because at least I get to retain my belt, you know, because a draw ain't a loss. So, you know, I could buy that. But then, you know, they went back to their corners, and I want to make something else apparent, that Deontay Wilder was like, I don't know how he got up from that canvas, right? And he was saying that throughout, man. I don't know. I don't care how long he was down there. I don't know how he got back from the canvas. So then in the press conference, he says maybe the count took too long. So that wasn't even an issue, and that wasn't even mentioned in this epilogue. So that had to be something that was shared with Deontay after the fight, because right after, he was like, man, I don't know how the hell he got up from that. That was the main amazement, not that the criticize the judges count. You know what I mean? So, and technically, he didn't have to count until Deontay was in neutral corner anyway, which he was not. He was around dancing around. So, you know, but he did beat the count. You know what I mean? That wasn't even an issue. And if it wasn't Deontay's issue. That was something that was shared with Deontay. Hey, like, look, Deontay, say this, you know. But nonetheless, you know, the epilogue was a good show. I will put a link below and let you guys check it out. And you guys tell me what you think about it. This completes the recap of the All Access epilogue with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Of course, please subscribe, guys. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.